Odawa families, welcome to the Odawa Indigenous EarlyON cooking show. Welcome to season 2. Today we're doing stuffed peppers with a side of baked veggies. For this recipe, you're going to need a pound of ground turkey meat, 2 carrots, 2 peppers, 1 yellow, 1 red, a half of an onion, 1 turnip, and 2 sweet potatoes. Let's start with the easy stuff. We're going to turn our stove on to 375. Push bake, push 375, and push start. Now what we're going to do is take the tops off the pepper. You simply cut them down like so and take the interior out. Just like so. Don't forget, you can save the seeds so you can plant them in the spring. Let's take off the top of the other pepper and take the inside out. Put it on the side. Try to take out all of the seeds from the inside of your peppers. You can even rinse them to take the seeds out. It would be much easier. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my turkey. I'm going to use my large pan and put it on top of the stove. I'm going to turn my stove on to medium-high. Add a little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil. Then simply place my meat into the pan. You're going to want to cook this for approximately 10 minutes. Then we're going to add our spices. While your turkey is cooking, you're going to get out salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, dry mustard, and some allspice. Now that my meat is sizzling, you're going to break it apart into small chunks. Don't forget to flip the meat over. We are now going to add our seasoning on top of the meat. What I like to do is eye everything out. So I use 1 full circle of salt, and I'm going to use 1 full circle of pepper. I'm now going to put on some Italian seasoning, just enough to cover it up. We are now going to add some dry mustard. Don't forget, you can add as much or as little its ingredients as you'd like. And last but not least, I'm going to use some allspice. Not too much. Maybe about 4 or 5 shakes. Then you can stir everything together. Make sure your meat is completely saturated with all of your spices. As the meat is beginning to be browned, we can now go forward and start preparing our veggies for the side of this meal. We are now going to peel our carrots children can help you with this stuff. Okay. For your carrots, you're gonna cut off both ends and put them into your green waste. Then you're gonna cut your carrot into thirds, depending on the size, and then cut them into slices. When you're cutting into slices, make sure you put your carrots down, face down, so that way they don't slide and your fingers won't get chopped off. Baked carrots are super tasty, they're extremely healthy. Okay, you can add this to your vegetable bowl here. Let's do the second carrot. Okay. Our second carrot is slightly smaller, so I'm going to cut this one in half. You can even cut your slices into small thirds, like so. Make it easier for your children to eat the carrot. And add your carrot into your vegetable bowl. We're now going to do the turnip. Cut the ends of your turnip off. Then you're going to peel your turnip. Your children can help you with this step. Turnip is really easy to peel. Oh, but don't let them roll away. If they do, just rinse them off and keep peeling your turnip. All right. You're now going to cut your turnip the same way that you cut your carrots, in long, slender slices, like so. They'll bake a lot more easily, and it won't take as much time to cook either. And add that into your vegetable bowl. Let's go take a look at our meat. Our meat has completely browned and it looks ready to be placed inside of your peppers. So we're going to turn our stove off, place this onto the side. We're going to grab a baking dish as well as our peppers. We're going to use a spoon to place the meat inside of the peppers. Now that you have found your spoon, simply scoop up some meat and place it inside of your peppers. Perfect timing! Our oven has been preheated to 375. Now what we're going to do, just to make things a little fun, we're going to add some Worcestershire on top of our meat, then add our peppers into our oven. I've had my Worcestershire, and now I'm just going to add a few drops onto our meat to make sure that the meat doesn't get too dry when it's in the oven. Perfect. You're gonna open up your oven and slowly add in the peppers. So now we can prepare the rest of our veggies. Those can stay in there for 20 minutes. You're now gonna peel both of your sweet potatoes and cut them into thin strips. Cut the ends off. And peel your potatoes with a peeler. You're now going to slice your potatoes into strips. You want them approximately this thin. You're going to add your sweet potato into your veggie bowl. We're now going to take our veggie bowl and add some vegetable oil. You're going to use about 3 tablespoons. And you're going to now start cutting your onion into slender slices. Just keep your onions into rings like so. It'll be much easier. Add them into your veggie bowl. And give your veggies a mix. This will help saturate the olive oil all over the veggies that are in your veggie bowl. You're now going to add your salt and pepper on top of your veggies. Don't be afraid of adding a lot of salt. Go around in a circle 2 times and then stir your veggies just like so. You can even add one more. You can even add one more circle of salt. And you don't need to add too much pepper. So I'd only go around twice and then stir your veggies. We're now going to make this a little fun by adding a secret ingredient. I'm not going to tell you. My secret ingredient is maple syrup. This comes from Manawaki, Kitagan Zibi. It's called Awazibi. I hope I pronounced that right. It's the first time I'm ever trying this maple syrup. And I hope it's just as good as Macumber syrup in Kanawage. Let's give that a try. It tastes good. We're now going to take out our peppers from the oven. Oh, these look really tasty. We're going to ensure that they stay warm by putting them in the warming drawer. You can simply do this by pushing on warming drawer low and adding on your peppers onto a plate. We're now going to add our peppers into the warming drawer so that way they stay warm while our veggies get baked into the oven. Really simple, this step. Take your bowl of veggies, place them on your baking pan, just like so. Prior to placing your veggies into the oven, give them one last round of pepper and one last round of salt. Don't forget to use your mitts to place your baking pan into the oven. This step will approximately take around 20 minutes, so please stay tuned. We decided to make some couscous along with our dinner. So we're now going to use 1 1/4 cups of water. We're going to put the pot onto our stove and let the water boil. Put your burner all the way on high. Then, what you're going to do is get your couscous out and pour 1 cup of couscous into your measuring cup. Just like so. Once the water is boiled, all you need to do is add your couscous into the boiling water, give it a little stir, and turn the heat off for the next 10 minutes. The water has now come to a boil. Add your couscous into the water, give it a little bit of a stir, scrape out the rest of your couscous from your measuring cup, and turn your stove off and cover your pot with a lid. Our couscous is now ready. So you're going to stir it all around, fluff it around, so it's a lot easier to serve to your family. Let's check on our veggies. In order to check your veggies, you're going to use a fork and try to pierce them. If your veggies are not easily pierceable and still stick onto your fork like so, they're not ready. But now is a good time to turn your stove to broil. This will help your veggies bake a lot more fast. We're now going to check if our vegetables are ready. Take them out of the oven really safely so that way you don't get burnt. And we're going to do the fork test again. As you can see, our veggies are more withered than before, and they are easily pierceable. So these veggies are ready. Now we're going to take the peppers out of the warming drawer. As well as our meat, extra meat. Grab 2 plates or as many plates as you need for the size of your family. Simply place 1 pepper on 1 plate and the other on the other. What you can do is grab some tongs, or you can just grab one of your oven mitts and your fork And simply scoop on a few veggies onto your plate, like so. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use our leftover meat inside of this couscous. But first, I'm gonna add a little bit of couscous into our bowl here. And we're gonna mix it together. Good. We're now going to add the mixture into the plate, like so. Voila! Dinner is now served. I hope you guys have a glorious dinner, and I'll see you next time. Anna!